It's that time of the year again. These tend to be the busiest months of the entire year. These 8 tips are going to help you improve your mental health and wellness throughout the holiday season so you don't end the year feeling exhausted. Let's jump right in. Tip number 1 is creating your ideal holiday experience. That means you have to know what went well and what did not go well in the past. Did you have experiences that stressed you out or triggered you in the past? I want you to think about that on the past couple years and then put a plan in place to mitigate those situations. And conversely, if there are years that you've had an excellent time, what did you do in those situations to set yourself up for success? Can you recreate that? If you have commitments you feel like you have to do, how can you make them easier? If cooking or baking stresses you out, can you outsource that? If you are running around to too many events and trying to get too many gifts, can you say no? And later I have coming up a tip for gifting. This leads us right into our second tip, which is, are you overcommitting yourself? Are you saying yes to too many things in your work and in your personal life? Are there just too many things going on and you're simply not getting enough rest? You're the only one who can answer this for yourself. So that's why I said in number 1 to take a look back. How did past years go? How did you feel? Getting enough sleep is crucial to feeling good and performing your best. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, we all need rest and sleep. Countless studies have now shown that sleep is paramount to peak performance, but also to feeling your best and to feeling mentally well. So make sure you're getting enough sleep at night. Tip number 3, let's talk about time management. So in addition to not overcommitting yourself, I also want to share some time management tips with you. The first thing to do is a time audit. What is taking up all of your time right now? Are those the things that are lining up with your goals and your desires? And again, taking a look at past years, are the things that you did bringing you joy, right? So do a time audit for what's going on in your life now, what have you done in the past, and what outcomes has that brought you? What do you need to start, stop, or continue doing from there? Be sure to use your calendar not only for the events and appointments that you have, but also for prep time. I use a schedule blocking method that I block out time on my calendar whenever I'm doing deep work or if I need to get ready or prepare for an event. This is crucial so I know how much time I need in advance and I'm not scrambling at the last minute like I used to. So no judgment. The next time management tip is to prioritize. If you don't know your priorities, someone else is going to set them for you, and then you're going to be caught spinning in a whirlwind. Knowing what's important to you allows you to say yes to the things that matter and no to the things that don't matter as much. Next, eliminate distractions. Did you know that every time you get a pop-up notification, it can distract you and take you up to 25 minutes to refocus? That is crazy. Make sure you're muting any unnecessary, non-urgent notifications. I use Do Not Disturb on my phone and on my calendar. You can see here, there's a list of all the different modes I use for Do Not Disturb. It is incredibly helpful. And as far as the urgent things, make sure you're communicating with your work team, your family, or anyone else who needs to know what is urgent and how do they reach you. Otherwise, everything else can wait till later. My last time management tip, and this is really a focus tip as well, to help you make the most out of the time that you're spending people with the holidays, make sure you limit your time on social media, limit your time on technology in general. If you are at parties and doing things with your family or your loved ones or coworkers, be present, be fully engaged in that moment. It's going to feel so much more rewarding when you are physically there. It also is more exhausting when our attention is pulled in multiple directions. So if you're thinking about a work project or you're thinking about the 5 other things you have to do coming up in the next couple weeks or the next day, you are not able to be fully present and focused in the moment, and that is going to make you more exhausted than just focusing on one thing at a time. The fourth holiday wellness tip I have for you is reducing stress. And some of that happens by following steps 1, 2, and 3, right? Not overbooking yourself, using your time wisely, managing your calendar in a better, smarter way. But also, if you do start to get stressed, here are a couple things you can do. Number 1, super easy. We're going to do it right now. You're going to breathe intentionally. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now, you keep breathing deep breaths like that, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why breathing is so beneficial. When you start to feel stressed and overwhelmed, taking a long, slow, deep breath can help reset your nervous system. And when you audibly exhale, that is a signal to your nervous system that it is safe and it's okay to relax. Another thing you can do is gently massage right here behind your ears. And you can just go above your whole earlobe too. This is where your vagus nerve is, and it is very, very calming and relaxing. Just do this for about a minute or two, taking a few long, slow, deep breaths, and you will feel better in no time. My third tip for reducing stress is going for a walk outside. Nature has a very calming frequency. If you can get out into the woods on a dirt path, that's even better. But even just taking a walk around your neighborhood, maybe putting some headphones in and some calming music can do wonders for you, even if you only have 5 minutes. I promise you're going to come back feeling so much better, so much more willing to engage. And even by taking just a short break, you're actually going to increase your access and your capacity for executive level functioning. So you'll be ready to re-engage in whatever it is that you're doing. Tip number 5 is closely related to tip 4. By managing your stress early, you can keep your stress temperature low. You see, we all have a stress temperature. Think about it as your own personal stress thermometer. And the higher your temperature gets, the harder it is to bring it down. So if you can manage your stress throughout the day, this is going to help you regulate yourself more easily. Mental health and wellness tip number 6. Give yourself grace. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. It's okay if you overdo it one day or 1 week. It's okay. As soon as you notice that, just take a break, right? If you've overcommitted yourself, that is okay. As soon as you realize that, try to take some steps to dial it back, whether that's less time at a certain event or maybe canceling and rescheduling altogether. Which leads me to tip 7, communicate your expectations and don't make assumptions. Make sure you're communicating your expectations of others and that you clearly understand their expectations of you all year, but especially during this time. Because this time of year is stressful for almost everyone, we can't assume that others know what we're thinking or what we're going through. So it's best to over-communicate if you're ever in doubt, and don't assume that others know what you have on your plate. By over-communicating, you can set yourself up for success and create better relationships with others. Last, and this one might be my favorite, instead of running around looking for gifts or spending time online shopping, I encourage you to spend that time with the people that you care about instead of spending time on gifts that they probably don't need. This will also improve and deepen your relationships. You'll also feel so much less stress by not having to run around. So it'll be easier for your mind and your wallet. In the description below, I have a whole list of ideas of how you can do that, whether that's going to coffee with someone, doing a FaceTime, maybe you plan a trip with them, or a couple of personalized gifts that you can make or give them that will be so much more meaningful than a physical present that you can buy online. For even more ideas, check the link in the description below. Okay, let's do a quick recap. 1, create your ideal experience by knowing what worked and what didn't in the past. 2, don't overcommit yourself. Remember, no one can set your boundaries for you except you. 3, use time management tips to set yourself up for success. 4, use stress reduction techniques like breathing or taking a walk. 5, be proactive about your stress temperature by using those stress reduction techniques before you hit your breaking point. 6, give yourself grace. 7, be sure to communicate expectations and don't make assumptions. And 8, think about ways you can spend quality time with your loved ones instead of spending money on material gifts. If you enjoyed this list and you want to go deeper or you have questions, I have a holiday mental health and wellness workshop that is going to dive into these topics and so much more to help set you up for success so that you can go into the new year with positive momentum. Check the description below to learn more. Let me know in the comments what questions you have. What other tips have you done to improve your mental health and wellness throughout the holiday season? Follow me here for more on mental health, wellness, and peak performance. Take good care of yourself, my friend.